Hello everyone, Mario JB here, and I'm back with another tier list. But this one is completely different than the other tier lists I done. I done the FNAF version. I done two FNAF, one Marvel, one one Mario one, and I think I did another one. I don't remember what the other one was. But this time, so today I am doing the Minecraft FNAF universe characters with. So this is basically a FNAF RP universe with a whole bunch of these different characters, starting from this guy, Mr. Famous Films, who starts off. But this man right here starts off this entire universe, um, starting from season one all the way until I know the new Doug's and Rachel's ain't on this one. That's the latest series, and that's the only one for the current FNAF universe that's still going. I mean, Famous Films, he hasn't uploaded in a while. He's obviously dealing with some other stuff, but this is potentially everything that's in the FNAF universe. If any of you seen this series or seen this universe or watched this kind of thing, you, you might know some of these characters, like Invisible Davis, which is this one. You got Pat. You got where is he? You got this. You got this Dylan here. You got Jake. To be fair, I don't know a whole lot of their. I don't. I forgot a whole lot of their names, but there are. But famous films is tends to be the biggest name in here. So, so this is basically from season one and two. Most of these guys don't get introduced until like at least season like five, when you figure out that there's more in more in the universe. But we start with technically, technically, Help You was the first animatronic Brian ever met. Well, Helpy and Springtrap are the first ones that he meets when he first starts the series, and then it goes off to Circus Baby, and then I think it's Lefty, and then a whole bunch of others after that. Um, I know some of them recently. Well, some of them did return in one of the other season, but I like Circus Baby. Put her in A. Um, this Balloon Boy. I honestly don't know about Balloon Boy because I don't think I've seen much of the Balloon Boy ones. Here's Ballora. Put her here. And the man who started this off, Mr. Brian, which I'm gonna put in S because one, I like this Brian, even though at this point he's kind of scared of everything. Um, but the series has been going on for I forgot when it first started, but it's been going on for a while now. They're like in season 6 right now. You got L Chip, which he's a hilarious dude. So I'll put him in A. We got was that Funtime Chica? I never really liked Funtime Chica. I didn't don't really know about. Mangle. We got Funtime Freddy, who I don't really know too much about. Happy Frog, who was one of the main characters from season one. So I'll put her in A in front of Balor because I kind of liked Happy Frog better than Balor. And then you got a Helpy, the very first animatronic that Brian ever meets. Well, first version of Helpy. The other Helpy's right there. So I kind of like Helpy, so I'll put Helpy in S. Helpy is funny and steals credit cards and like stocks and batteries. Then you got Lefty, who is a funny character, who's played by a guy named John. I'm also gonna put him in S because I like Lefty a lot. And then you got season one Molten. But there are gonna be different versions of Melton. But I'm gonna put season one Melton in B because that's where I see this one. I know he's like secretly plotting, and so is Springtrap. They're like kind of secretly plotting. You got Mr. Hippo. I guess put him I'll put him in B. I don't know too much about Mr. Hippo either, but I know a little bit. You got Ned Bear, who sadly his end is pretty sad. He gets crushed because Springtrap and Molten set traps. 'Cause Lefty's death was kind of the saddest of this of them all. But I'm gonna put Ned Bear here. Season one Orville. He also dies because Brian has to make a choice and ends up killing him. So I'll put him there. Pig Patch. I did not know much about Pig Patch. Uh, there's some of these animatronics I probably won't remember. Let's see. This is Rockstar Chica. I kind of like Rockstar Chica. Rockstar Foxy. I'm not sure if he dies or not, but put him in A. And here's Rockstar Freddy, another main one of Brian's collection of rock stars. But this Rockstar Freddy's also played by Invisible Davis, and so is Molten here. But he gets something happens to him, and he's like out for like quite a until the end, and he almost dies. And he recently came back in the recent season. Um, but I'll put him in S because I kind of like this version of Rockstar Freddy. Rockstar Bonnie, who dies twice. He dies in season one. I just don't remember when, but he does die, and so does this one. I think they both die. Security puppet. I think I saw him like it's been a while since I've seen him, so I'm gonna put him there. Here's Springtrap, the first villain of the series of season one, who plots to because he wants to turn human again, and then he makes a plot and all that other stuff. So I'm gonna put him above season one Molten in A. Um, Glitch Trap. Um, I don't really know too much about Glitch Trap, but he is one of the villains who kind of hacks everything, and By the time he leaves the series is when he comes back. But I'm gonna also put in, I don't know, a little bit, who's actually still going, but he has an upgrade in the new season. Well, in the season that just happened. So I'm gonna put a little bit here. And then you got season one, you got season two Orville, who's walks around with Shadow Bonnie over here. Um, but Orville is, I'm gonna put both Orvilles in here. Um, I forget who this is, but this is from someone from Davis's universe. Or was it from John's universe? I don't really remember, but you put them in don't know. It's not like they'd be watching this, right? Season two Rockstar Bonnie. Um, um, I honestly don't really know much about him. I don't know much about this puppet. Here's Shadow Bonnie, who goes around with Orville and talks about portals and stuff. So I'm actually gonna put him in A because I kind of like Shadow Bonnie a little bit. Don't really know this guy. Here's Twisted Bonnie, who later turns into Rockstar Bonnie because he gets some of the animatronics do survive, but eventually some of them do come back. Not a whole lot of them. So I'm gonna put him there and B. Twisted Chica. I don't really know too much about these guys because I kind of missed out on a lot of that season of famous films. I missed that. I missed that whole like season three and four. So here's Brian's um dad and mom or step parents. I think they were because the funniest thing is that him that this Dylan here and Brian here are kind of related, but because they are the father of one of the, the real parents of these guys right here. If you guys watched the lore, but I'm gonna put them in C because yeah, I don't really like them. Rockstar, I actually like Rockstar Bonnie. Oh no, that's Gramrock Bonnie, not Rockstar. Gramrock Bonnie. Here's Gramrock Chica, who's the same voice actor when the season five first started. Um, but Freddy and I know Grandma Freddy went through a few voice actors. I think I think Monty has as well. But I like Grandma Chica, so I'm gonna put her. I'm actually gonna put her in here. There's Grandma Foxy, which I actually like this Grandma version of Foxy. Grandma Freddy, who's kind of doesn't like Brian right now, but trying to work out to it. Um, but essentially, I liked all the season five characters except Helpy. I don't really like this version of Helpy. Well, it turns out She's working for Glitchtrap the whole time. Here's Gregory, who got introduced, I think, in season 6 when he was still there. But a short time after he left the series. But I'll put Gregory in B. I don't I don't hate him. I just I mean I don't like him and I also don't hate him. Here's Montgomery Gator. I like actually Montgomery Gator. Moondrop. I actually like Moondrop. I like this version. I like this version of Moondrop because even though he turns out to be a villain the whole time, well, not the whole time, um, but he is funny. He has fun. He has a fun time with this guy. I don't know about Nightmare. Here's Pat, who gets introduced in season 5, who takes over the mall. So I'm actually gonna put him in here because I liked Pat because I liked Pat at the beginning until he left, and then after that I didn't really like the series much after Pat left because then Brian came back from the dead because he does die at the end of season 4 or towards the end. And then almost every one of these characters from that universe gets depressed and sad and stuff. There's Roxanne. I put him over here. I'll put her in A because I like Roxanne. I feel like she had a few different voice actors too. Um, there's Showtime Steve, who's has this Brian in his head. That's a whole other can of worms, but we're almost to the candy universe. Almost. But here's Showtime Steve. I'll put him in A because I mean I think Showtime Steve isn't it can be annoying at times, but he's also quite funny as well. I don't really like Sun that much. Here's Vinny, who Davis brings in the middle of season 5, and turns out she's actually evil the whole time, and kind of starts. Pat gets angry with most of them because they didn't like Vinny. So I actually like this kind of Vinny. Here's Doctor Vindy, who technically runs the whole operation from a building, right? I forgot when he got introduced. I think he got introduced in uh season 6. I think is when he got introduced. Um, but then he eventually goes out with Brian. Um, I know most of these people. I know he is done here. I think an office job, which that's how Colin, the new guy, gets introduced into the series. I'm gonna put him here in A. He's an interesting character. I honestly thought he was gonna be a villain the whole time. Not gonna lie. Here is Percy. I don't really like Percy that much. I think she I think she was annoying. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, I liked her at the beginning, but then towards the end, she got I feel like she got annoying at the end. Uh, here's Bl- here's Blink from the Candies universe. Um, I actually like Blake, so I'm gonna put him there. Here's Blue, one of the penguins. Blue and Red are kind of one of my favorite characters. I'm actually gonna put Blue in here. Here, I think this is Candy. I like Candy. I like Candy. So I'm putting him in B. I forgot who this is, but he got introduced in Candy is season 5, I think. So I forget his name, but I do like him, so I'm gonna put him A. Chester, who was a big part of season 1 of Candies, but then he disappears for like a while, and then the recent series before this one rebooted. He came back because I think Chester was played by another person. So I'm gonna put him in B. I like Cindy. I'm gonna put Cindy in here in B. I'll put the twins there. Um, I don't really like this guy, so I'm putting him in F. I don't really like him. Um, I forgot who this was, but she was a big part of the later seasons. And here's Dylan, which his hair starts off blonde, and then goes to red, goes back to blonde. Does he go through portals? Because there's portal lore. Because he starts with the portals. He goes. He doesn't really go through a portal. He don't doesn't trust it. Uh, Davis is interested in the portal. He tries bringing it down, but then Brian refuses, and then steals steals one of these guys, trying to see if they can bring their their dead dad alive back to life. So it ends up going. That's what starts his Brian's downward spiral, and then potentially is then Brian goes bad for a while. Um, but Dylan goes through his own problems as well with the portal and stuff. So I'm gonna put him in the front of this Brian. Because he essentially almost dies at the end of the later season because the portals is kind of killing both of them because his hands were all purple and his face becomes purple and then yeah. Here's Finland. I like Finland. Here's Green. I really like all the penguins, but I don't really like this guy. I think he's annoying. I'm putting him in F. I like Orange. Yeah, see, so I think Orange sometimes they break character because of Orange. Here's the Mechanic Man. I don't really know too much about him. Here's the pink one. I'm actually gonna put him in here because he's like essentially like red, but red is like red penguin like grogged. I think this is purple. But eventually, there's like a Halloween party that eventually turns into uh Halloween lore because all the twisteds and nightmares come because all these guys potentially come back twisted and stuff. But I think this is purple. I She disappears for like a while. I apologize because I don't know a lot of their names. Because it's been a while since I watched this, but I know most of these characters. Here's Red. I like Red. Red's my favorite penguin, so I'm gonna put him with blue. I think this is around a cat. I don't really care about the cat. Here's Sam, Dylan's first girlfriend over here. This one. They go out for a while, and then she ends it because she goes up to college and stuff. She actually managed. She actually started as a security guard at one point. So I'm gonna put Sam over here. Uh, this is Doodle, I think. I think what I know one of their names were Doodle. I just forget their face, but I'll put him in B. I don't really know much. Who's don't I forgot who this guy was. Here's Vinny. I'll put him there. He has actually. I'll put him. I'll put him in here above Blake because I kind of like his character. Even though um Jake, the voice actor, where's this one? Jake. He leaves the series for a while, and so essentially him, Red, and him go on a little MIA a little bit, and then they come back and other stuff. I don't I don't really like this guy, but I put him in C. Here's Yellow. She's actually very annoying, so I'm gonna put him there. She's my least favorite one of the penguins. Okay, this is Wonderland. No, I didn't watch much of the Wonderland, but I know some of them. But I don't really know who this is. Who's this guy's name? This guy's funny in Wonderland. I watched some of it when she visited him. Then they went out for a while. Then there's Laura there. I don't really know this one. Don't know this one. I don't know this one. I don't know this one. I know this. I know this one. I just forgot her name. I'm also gonna put her with Sammy. I apologize. I don't really know much of these people. Okay, I know this one. I know the character because I think it goes out with Blake. I think so. Put him in there. Don't know this person. Don't know this person. Don't know this person. Uh, I'm gonna guess this is from Davis's universe. I didn't watch much of Davis either. I don't know. I don't know most of these people. I kind of like this. I kind of like this guy, so I'll put him in B. Don't know this guy. Don't know this guy. Don't know this guy. Supposed to be Dylan. I'm not sure. I'm not even 100% sure what that is. Don't know who this is. Don't know who that is. Don't know. Here's Davis. I know he leaves the series after Molten kind of animatronic kind of threatens him and stuff, and so he ends up leaving the series for good, and then making his own remake. So I'm actually gonna put Davis in here in S. Um, but Davis is gonna be there because he's the one that kind of drops us Vinny and says, "Hey Pat, you want this guy? You want this bunny? Well, too bad. You don't want him. Oh well, too bad. You can have her. I don't want her." That's basically what Davis does to Pat. He's like, "Hey, you want this? Okay, well you don't. You have no choice. You can have this." So he kind of drops her off at the doorstep. I think that's supposed to be Cat. I think so. I think it's supposed to be Cat. I believe. I'm gonna put her in A. That guy. Don't know this guy. Don't know this guy. Here's the way better Molten. Sorry guys, I don't know what that was. But here's this Molten, the better Molten. I kind of like this Molten. He's kind of legless right now. He's rolling around in a wheelchair because an animatronic takes his legs and he becomes in a wheelchair. I think this is another Shadow Bonnie. I think, but I'm gonna put him in A. We're getting into Pop Goes, another series I didn't really watch very well. But I know Jake, but I'm gonna put Jake in here. I've seen him in a couple of Candy's episodes. He's an interesting character. But I played the game Pop Goes. I just haven't watched the series Pop Goes. Um, so I'm just gonna put all of them in here because I don't know much about their characters. I'm gonna have to watch one. I'm gonna have to watch Pop Goes in Wonderland. Um, I don't really know this guy. Don't know this guy. I know her. She takes over the barnyard after Davis leaves. So I'm definitely gonna put her in S because she's an interesting character. Um, I know she has a one-on-one talk with Colin, the new guy. The other person from Barnyard. Per an A. Don't know this guy. Don't know this guy. Don't know this guy. Don't know this guy. Nope. Don't know. Don't know you. Don't know you. Don't know you. No idea who you are. Uh, fuck. Frick. Who the hell is this guy? I forgot who this guy is, but person is, but B. I think one of them is supposed to be Oto. I know that one. Another one of the characters, but I'm going to put in there. I don't know what that is. It's not a virtual cat that candy that he kills. Okay, I think this is cured Brian when I think he's trying to make up for everything he did. So this is new Brian. This is evil Brian who threatens almost every one of the animatronics and goes crazy. So he kind of goes crazy. for a while. Then I kind of like Evil Brian. Here's Groundhog Mangle, but she prefers Maggie apparently. Which this character was introduced when Pat was leaving the series, so we didn't really know too much about her. But I liked her when she got introduced. And, we only saw her in a few episodes. Know who she is. Here's the empty suits. Um, I think they come alive at the end, I believe. Oh, here's this. I think this. I forgot what the candy this was. I think this is the candy I think Dylan was trapped in for a while. But he went through the portal and got stuck. So I'm gonna put him there. Oh, this is the tiny Cindy and candies. They only appeared in like I think season 2, I think. Then after that, they kind of disappeared. So I'm gonna put them in. No, I'm gonna put you in a C. I, another Vinny, a better Vinny, who's actually Vanessa and Dylan's mom the whole time. So I'm actually gonna put her S up there. Um, don't really know who this guy is. Don't know who this guy is. Don't know what this is. Some random purple guy. I think this is another Dr. Vinny. So I'm just gonna put him there. So this person's in the barnyard. Alright, there's this guy. This guy's actually pretty cool. He's a kind of dartboard that can't Dylan brings him later in the series. Um but I believe some of these people are from Wonderland, I'm not sure. And some are from Barnyard, so I don't really know most of them. Here's I actually like this version of Candy. He's kinda has a nice accent and stuff. Put him there. I'll put this guy in B because I know a little bit about him, but not too much. I don't know who these guys are. But anyways, this is essentially everything I knew about these kind of series because I watched some of them. Obviously, I watched most of the famous films and the Candies ones, and I think there was a couple of times when I came into Davis's ones. But like I said, I apologize. I don't know all the characters because obviously I didn't watch Barnyard. I didn't watch Wonderland, and I didn't watch the Pop Goes one. Um, but I watched the other one. I watched a little bit of Wonderland at the end. Um, but I saw basically those major three of them. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. I might if there's another one out there, maybe I'll do another one. With Minecraft stuff and different things. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell button if you haven't, and I will see you all next time.